Okay, it should be recording. All right, so I was showing you, tomorrow we have a class on finding health statistics. That's a different person that's teaching that. And then on, let's see, Thursday, I believe it is at noon, there's an introduction to Sentinel, which is our nursing database. But of course, it also has general health sciences information. All of these databases do. But this is where you want to come and start. So let's say PubMed is the most commonly used. You would just go down here and click on PubMed via LHL. And you need to start here because this is how the publishers and basically the platforms that we offer use to offer these full text. That's how they will know that you're with UAB, and they may ask you to log in with your Blazor ID. But then that is how you get to full text. So I'm just going to click PubMed via LHL. You see the PubMed screen. I'm going to do a simple search, a simple keyword search. Let's see. Runner strength training. You click enter or click the search bar. You can see that there's 662 results. It's listing all of my articles. And let's say that this first article looks good to you. You like the title, you like some of this. This is part of the abstract, which you will, it depends on how you have it displayed, but I have that set to display. But we click on the title. Here's your abstract. You would want to skim that. And let's say you decide, yeah, this is an article I like. I want to see the full text. You always look over to the right for the green full text at UAB Libraries. Click that. You'll see it's taken us back to the libraries page. But again, this is how you have to do it to get to your full text, which right here it's telling you up at the top, you could download the PDF right away and get to it. Or you could do it like this, which it says available online. It just takes you down a little bit to our online availability section. There's two links. You can use either one. I'll try the first one. And now we are at the full text. We're on the publisher site, but they know that I'm from UAB Libraries. And I can either, again, I could do the PDF, or I could scroll down and scan the article or read the article online. But I'm just going to show you that you can see that there is full text here so that you can see that. So that's for an article that we have. Now I'm going to show you an article that we don't have access to, but there is still a way for you to get access. So let me show you that. I want to go back to my PubMed search, and I click the search results. So it's going to take me back to all of the results. I'm going to add another keyword in here because we actually do have a lot of full text already. So it's kind of hard to find some that we don't have full text, just like randomly, but a lot of users do find ones that we don't have. So I want to show you that. I'm going to put in another keyword to narrow it down. And what did, okay. So I'm going to add neuro. I click enter or hit enter. Now I only have 71 results. You want to look at your titles. And down here, we see effective strength training on biomechanical and neuromuscular variables in distance runners. Let's say this is the one you're interested in. You click on it. You're always going to look to the right for full text at UABs. Click on that. And you will see here that we don't have anything about online or download PDF. That tells you that UAB does not already have access to this article for you, but we can get it for you for free. And the way you do that is go down to the bottom of the record or the almost to the bottom. There's additional links. You see request resource from UAB Libraries, interlibrary loan. Click that. You will enter your Blazor ID and password and then log on. If you don't already have an account, you'll set up an account and then you will enter the information needed to borrow this article. And it's usually, they will email you with a link in 2 hours to like 2 days, but it's usually on the quicker side. So it's a very good service, very popular. And when you go through this record, our library record, it pulls all this information for you, so they know which one you're borrowing, so you don't have to re-enter that. Okay, any questions so far on what we've talked about? Let's see, sorry, and if anybody, I don't think there's anybody else from my trying to see if any of my colleagues were here, but I don't see them, and that's okay. But so if anybody, I'm not sure I can see, okay, here's the chat. I don't see anything. All right. So now we're going to look for a book in full text. Again, always start at the library's homepage. Let's see if I have this one still up. I do. So I still have the homepage up, but if not, of course, you would just search for it again. And then you want to use the search collections box. For books, this is the place to start. For articles, it's better to start with a database, one of these databases. But we're doing books. The title, let me see, I'm going to turn off my, let's see if I can. I'm going to move this for a second, sorry. Okay, I'm looking for this pharmacology for nursing care. Just type it in, click search, and it brings your results. We see right off the bat, the top one is a match. That's what I'm looking for. But I notice up here, and this is a good idea to always look at this top line. It tells you multiple versions. What that means is like basically different editions or years that it was published. And we're going to look at that in just 1 second. Here we see that we have a book, and it's Lean's Pharmacology for Nursing Care. And that is just the author's name that they have in front. That is the author that I'm interested in. You'll notice it's the same author up here. But just to double check, and just to show you how it works, when you see multiple versions, those are books, like I said, of different editions. I want to click that and just to show you, it will show you 1 through 4. And you can look at the different editions. Maybe there's a newer one than that other one, which was 2019. Here we have 2010, 2007, 4, and 1. So no, these are older. I want to go back to that second result because this is the 2019. This is what I want. Click on it. It says available online. You have you have 2 links to try. Sometimes there's 1, sometimes there's 3 or 4, but any of them should work. But so I'm going to do the first one. And it takes me here to the book. I wanted to show you, like, this is a textbook, and sometimes we have a limited access. Like this one, we have 6 copies. That's actually pretty good. That means 6 people at a time can use it, can read it. But the best way to do that is to read online. That way other people can access. If you download, people can get locked out for a little while. But if you try to access and it says busy or something like that, just try back again in a little bit, like an hour. I mean, it could be, of course, it could be, a few minutes, but, or it could be an hour, or it could be, sometime later in the day. But just to show you what it looks like, It has your table of contents. You can click on a chapter. And you can see here that we've got full text. So that is how you get to a book in full text. Let's see. I was going to show you another example. This is a topic that also comes up a lot, citations and APA. So we do have an APA manual. I'm going to do the search. I know that the 7th edition is the one we're using. So I'm going to try this. Let me show you our results. First one is an article. Where in this case, we're not looking for an article, we're looking for a book. So our second item here is the book publication manual of the American Psychological Association official guide. So I know that's the one I want. Click on the title. And again, it doesn't say anything about online or PDF. That means it's not online, but it is available in print or hard copy. That's at both of the libraries, because we go down here, it tells you the locations. These two are actually available at the desk. So this is a very popular resource. So you have to use it in the library. I believe that's correct. But it's a short time use. Unfortunately, we can't get it online. They just don't allow that. They want people to buy their own copy or borrow it from the library. So this is how we have to do it. But we do have, in addition, if you noticed I'm going to go back to my search results. If you noticed up here, they actually are showing you 2 guides related to your search. And these are our research guides that the library staff puts together for you. So it's locally done. We have one for the APA. I'm going to click visit the guide. This is another type of resource available to you to help you in your research and completing your assignments. So there's, information on the book that basically I've just showed you. Here are some contacts and some websites from the APA that are available for free. And then here where it says citing sources with all these different items, those are where we give you the examples. And this is where we recommend you start if you're having trouble with a citation. We give you these examples and some information like journal with a DOI, without. The web content, of course, is where you're going to find citations for websites and how to, with the author and so on. But if you still have questions after looking at this, you can always chat in with us, or rather Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. There we have live chat. Let me get to it. And this is the button, so it's on right now. So you would just click in here and put your name or and your affiliation. I think these are optional, but then of course your question and then start chat. So if you're having if you have a question on citing, you would put that in there and say, I can't find the author on this website, maybe, or something like that, to do the site, to do a citation. Sort of the more you tell us up front, the better we can help you, but we'll ask questions too. So that's always well, it's available live 9 to 5. After hours, we have a chat bot that is very basic right now. It's pretty new, so it will basically show you some questions, some popular questions, and then some links that you can click on to find that information. So that is available, and you can always enter on there as well on the chat bot, and also just on the library website. You can enter the enter a ticket. That's what they call, like, if you have a question and you can ask that question, we'll get a notification the next day and get back to you. Let's see. So the research guides, we have a lot of these. I want to show you how to get to them. Oops, I clicked the home page. That's kind of the both. Let me just show you this real quick because if I go to UAB Libraries, this is like a combined for all the libraries. I was showing you before the Lister Hill libraries. At this point, you can use either, but I'll just show you from Lister Hills to keep it consistent. We talked about the databases. You click down or scroll down, you see more resources. There's the chat again that I just talked about. Then these are the research guides. I just showed you one, which was the APA, but these are guides. Like I said, we have many, and they can help you get started with your assignments. These are broken down into different types of guides. I recommend just searching for all guides. Let's say if you were looking for AP, and then you can type in here to get to certain ones like APA. You can search for your school. You see the first one is Guide for Nursing. But let's say you were health professions. Let's see, this is School of Health Professions. So whatever you're interested in, type that. And we'll look at the nurse. Well, let me show you one of our newer ones, which is database searching. So I guess I want to type database. Okay, health sciences database searching. This gives you basic keyword searching that really works from all of the databases, all of these top 5, and really most databases. If you want an advanced, there's also a video. There's a place to request a meeting with the librarian, which is if you want to do it's a 30-minute meeting, and you could do it like for citation help, for searching, etc. But here on the guide again, we have the top 5, and we have advanced searching in those databases. Mesh is a part of that. You may have heard of that or used it already. Some classes, the professors want you to use Mesh. So here's some information about that. And as I said, the other databases, there's also the finding full text that we went over at the beginning. I was showing you download PDF and available online. In case you forget, you could come here and you can always, and you can do it right now if you want to click, search for this database I'm sorry, for this guide, and then make it a favorite or bookmark it. So you'll have this available to you. So you could get to searching, some, tips and finding full text. Okay. Any questions? I can get to the. I'm not seeing any questions in chat or hearing any. So if you want to put something in chat, you can do that. If it's something that we didn't cover, I may or may not be able to help you with that, but I can try to at least give you some guidance. As I said, we have more workshops coming up. Tomorrow we have the health statistics, finding health statistics. The day after that, we have introduction to CINAHL, which is the nursing database. And as I said, on the library homepage, we have our calendar of events. And I've come out here to the calendar. I think hopefully you can see that, but I don't know. It basically just takes you to the campus calendar from our, but let me show you real quick. Then I go to Mr. Hill. I kind of showed this at the beginning, but I think there's a couple more people that came in. Oops, I didn't go to Mr. Hill. Mr. Hill. That's what I don't know. Okay. These are our databases. These are our events. So like I said, tomorrow there's this finding health statistics. And then there's the more events, so you can see what's coming up. I'm going to click that, see how it goes. Yeah, here's the introduction to Sentinel and an introduction to EndNote, which a lot of you will probably be using. And those are helpful too. And then you can do full calendar. But thank you for your attention. If there's no questions, then we're done. And it is very quick. I hope that it wasn't too fast. I hope that this was useful for you, and good luck. And we will see you soon. Okay, I gotta check. Let's see. Thank you. Okay, you're welcome. Have a good day. And I'll go ahead and end the meeting. Bye-bye.